Happy Tuesday, everybody. Having that night off. There's a lot of stuff to go over, but we'll see what we'll go over. Good evening, everybody. Coat, thank you. Flowers and sunshine. What's up, Kid Kitty? Coat, Dre, how you doing? Ava, thank you. Beautiful words in Discord. Thank you for those two. Good evening. Thank you, Kid Kitty. Court, Alec Murdaugh all day. Yeesh. Good evening, Cherry. Oh, you can take the night off, Kid Kitty. Go ahead and relax. We go through stuff every day, so I'm sure you wouldn't miss much if you took the night off. And there's a lot. Before I start off, I want to let everybody know I updated the logos, so you got the transparent background logo now on the items, and right here, transparent logo. So if there's like any certain logo or any style or any color you want Evil CJ in pink, let me know. You want it on a certain item a certain way, let me know. Just message me and I'll make sure I throw up whatever custom you're looking for, and then you can go ahead and get it from there, and then I'll just leave it up there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We got the Alec Murdaugh special Thursday night. And if you guys remember Kevin that joined the open panel on Sunday night, he will be with us on Thursday night. What's up, Austin Jan? That's right. Thank you. Yeah, seriously. It doesn't even have to be those. You could be like, hey, CJ, can I get the logo in, purple? Whatever. Just let me know whatever logo, color, whatever. I'm going to be coming up with probably next weekend, or this weekend, I mean. I'll probably be starting to put out other items, not with the show logo, but like just like different t-shirts, like coffee with CJ t-shirts and things like that. Yeah, I got a store now. I did a lot of work this weekend, Dre. I did a lot of work. It was like, that's why I didn't even do my sports show Sunday morning, because I was like, you know what? And it was like literally, I think 30 minutes before the show started, maybe an hour before the show started Sunday night, I actually finally got done with everything. But I think it'll all benefit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go over. So I'm not even sure where to start. Oh, there was something about Shanquella Robinson. Let me start off the show with that, and then we'll get into everything else. Let me see here. Where was that? Yeah, this is that Nancy Grace Crime Online. Seriously, like, I was itching for Nancy Grace stuff all the time, and finally it's here. So we got the suspect study floor plan of, yeah, we got some Nancy Grace again. Yeah. All right. So it's been so long since anybody has heard anything about Shanquella Robinson. There wasn't too many people talking about it. Um, I want to thank Crazy Crime Chick. She's the stream that I was watching a couple months ago where nobody else. I was like, I wonder who this is, and then she was going over it, and she was like, nobody's going over this. You guys, please share it, talk about it. And there still really wasn't very many people talking about it, but we did. We covered it for a good couple weeks, and then there just wasn't anything else to, there was nothing. And a lot of it was just hearsay or rumors, and we weren't trying to entertain those things. And turned out really not to be true. So I was kind of glad that when I was going through my stuff today, I noticed SRB's plane has landed, but she will still be on the way to Cassie's house. So I'll give you guys an update, or if any of the mods are in Discord and can see the update before me, if you could just throw it up there. But yeah, her plane landed, and yeah, hold on one second. Let me get the link to the store. Yeah, so if you guys want anything custom, like you want a certain item with a certain logo, certain color, whatever, beyond what's on the store, just let me know. Message me, email me, send me a message on Twitter, shoot me a message on Discord. Just tell me what exactly you would want for custom, and then I can put it together, throw it up on the store, and then it'll be available for purchase. Good evening, ATS. Thank you so much. And there's the link for you, Dre. Yes, Shanquella Robinson. Finally, we got some stuff here. It is a 17-minute video, so it is a little lengthy, but that's okay. It's all worth it and deserving of this case, because honestly, there really has not been anything being talked about for a while for this case. Ashley Bush, Michael Vaughn, just all of these cases. Thank you, ATS. So let me get Crime Online. I'm going to go ahead and get that. Drop the link to the channel in the chat. And if you love Nancy Grace, you definitely got to subs to this one, because I had a hard time finding Nancy Grace on YouTube, and she is finally here on a silver platter.
Does the name Shanquella Robinson mean anything to you? Because it means a lot to me. This beautiful young girl with her life ahead of her goes on a girls' weekend with some friends, and she never makes it back home alive. A very disturbing video is released of Shanquella in her. Listen, these, I'm calling them girls. They're all, I think, in their early 20s. Shanquella was 25 at the time of her death. So all the girls, young ladies, go to a Mexican resort, and it's a 5-star, it's a beautiful resort. But then stunning video emerges of her so-called friends wake her. Shanquella's mother and I both believe, because she sleeps without her clothes on, that she was woken up by the friend girls and some guy that was a friend as well, not a lover, a friend. Somebody was videoing all this. They get her out of bed. She's butt naked, and they start a fight with her. I can hardly stand to look at the fight because in the fight where they're beating her, one woman in particular, her head goes sideways. Shanquella dies because of that injury. Her death right here. And joining me right now is Irv Brandt, Senior Inspector. This is why I have Irv on with me today. He's an expert, U.S. Marshal Service International Investigations, Chief Inspector, DOJ Office of International Affairs. He's been a country attaché for the U.S. Embassy and author of Solo Shot, Curse of the Blue Stone. It's on Amazon now. Also author of Flying Solo, Top of the World. So, Irv, let me bring everybody up to date quickly. The reason that she died was because of basically her neck getting broken. What do you call, Jackie? Along the lumbar spine twisted, and her head basically is no longer attached to the rest of her spine. It's kind of like an internal decapitation, where your head is no longer attached to your spine because of one of the blows. And Irv, you and I have looked at the video. It just makes me sick to look at it. So the girls, the friends that do this to her, and the friend man, the grown man, they all rush back to the States. Irv Brandt, why have they not been arrested and extradited back to Mexico?
Okay, Nancy, I'm going to lay it out for you. This is speculation on my part, but it's speculation based on many years of experience with international extraditions. First of all, to extradite a crime within the treaty from one country to another, there has to be a common crime covered under the treaty.
You don't think murder would rise to that, Irv Brandt? I mean, listen, I like you a lot, but I don't like anything you're saying.
Yeah, I understand that. It's complicated.
Damn, Nancy.
Give me a minute and I'll explain it.
You gotta allow people to.
Yeah, dumb me down for me, because I'm just not that smart, Irv Brandt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, look at that look.
Oh
my God, she smashed your cup.
I've seen a lot of ding-dong lawyers. They're not all smart, trust me.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. What they charged was
Eyes of a wolf.
Help me out with the exact verbiage of the crime.
An arrest warrant has been issued and extradition proceedings have begun in Mexico for the murder of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson.
It was
a homicide.
No. But the exact title, the exact charge out of Mexico was like,
it's got to be voluntary manslaughter. Oh, femicide.
When a femicide.
Yes.
This is my point. This is what I'm getting to. Under the treaty, there's a list of crimes. You can't generalize. It has to be specific. You can't generalize.
I love her too.
Oh, well, femicide is murder.
I love her too, Cute Kitty.
No.
This is crazy.
What the crime is charged. If that crime is not charged under the treaty, what Mexico has to do is reindict that charge and charge them with something that can be extradited under the treaty, like, let's say, murder. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm saying I'm giving you a possibility, and I'm giving you likely possibilities, because over my years of experience in this, we go through this little song and dance all the time, especially when it came to capital crimes, murder crimes, sex crimes, drug crimes, money laundering crimes. Lots of countries don't have similar, just the titles of them, and it has to be worked out, and sometimes that takes time.
Hey,
No,
listen,
happy
you might
stuff.
be onto something, Irv. And I want to remind you, Jack, remind me to circle back with him on this. I posed to you the other day, we were off air, what the HELL is going on with Shanquilla's case. Why hasn't anything been done? The women all changed their cell phone numbers. They cut off their cell phones. They moved from their apartment. Nobody can find them, head nor tail of them. As far as I know, that's never stopped a bounty hunter from finding the person. But the killing of Shanquella is being investigated as a, quote, femicide. That is an unfamiliar term for many of us in the U.S. It is a gender-motivated crime, and it has not been defined by the U.S. legislators as a global issue. That's feeding into what you're saying. Now, prosecutors in Mexico are trying to extradite one of Robinson's friends. I think they should get all of them, by the way. Have you seen this video, Irv? They're all like a pack of jackals yelping and baying.
If it would have been done in the U.S., and I know, all of them.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'll go ahead and, so I can get the correct term out there, I will go ahead and do the Google search for it, and then allow everybody to see exactly what the term is. Okay. What's up, Grizz? Willow, thank you. Appreciate you. Femicide or feminicide is a hate crime which is broadly defined as the intentional killing of women or girls because they are female, but definitions of it vary depending on cultural context. In many Central American countries, where organized crime is a prevalent issue, the term femicide is used in reference to the violent killings of women and girls which are frequently perpetrated by gang members, a crime which is primarily committed in order to stoke fear or compliance among civilians. An alternative term, gendercide, is considered more inclusive. The term, okay, that's 1801. Let's see here. Other definitions, maybe. Let's see what else I can find here, too. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in. Let me see here. What is considered a femicide is generally defined as the murder of women because they are women, though some definitions include any murders of women or girls. Femicide has been used to describe killings of women by inmate partners and family members. It has also been used to describe gender-related killings. So that's what they are defining as femicide. I just wanted to show that real quick.
Yeah, all of them, including the one.
Thank you, Dre.
Photographer, so to speak. Oh, HELL, yes. Now they're trying
Oh my gosh, I got silver platter and now I got HELL.
to extradite one friend as a suspect.
HELL.
And the Attorney General for Baja California Sur told media that an arrest warrant was issued for the crime of femicide, the killing of a woman because of her gender. But you told me off air, Irv Brandt, I was telling you this whole scenario, how angry I was, nothing had been done. I talked to Shanquilla's mother and her sister. They're grieving and they're mourning and they're angry all at the same time. I told you about it and you said, I've done 1 million of these. I guarantee you it's Mexico. It ain't us.
100%.
Explain why you said that, because I hadn't thought of it that way.
Okay. Not because it was gang related, because obviously it's not gang related. It has to do with because she was female, is what it was saying. The other gang related part to the definition that part didn't apply to this. even though there was a group of people, it was still a one-on-one type situation, but she didn't fight back. And then we still don't really know the true exact timeline of events and what took place after. It's been so confusing. There's been contradictions. There's been a lot of lies with it. We just saw what we took place when it comes to the videos that have been released, and that's really all that we can truly go off, because we can't even go off of the local LE down there about their versions or timelines, because that's been a sham from the beginning as well.
Have been 3 inches up these people's tail pipes where these women we think are hiding. 3 inches, calling, emailing. Why aren't you making an arrest? Why aren't you doing extradition? And when you said that, it all crystallized. It's not us. I'm betting it's not us. I agree with you. It's Mexico. When do we get a darn thing out of Mexico? Nothing.
Nancy, this goes on all over the world. And let me tell you, I spent years at International, in the Office of International Affairs, and Interpol.
It sounds terrible.
And I would travel halfway around the world. I would fly to Manila, or I'd fly to Bangkok, or wherever, for a single meeting, because OIA would send me, and they would tell me, we think you're the only one that can do it. We need you to go to Manila. We need you to talk with the Minister of Justice and ask them to get the paperwork in order for the extradition.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting on this, just like we're waiting on this case. And I'd fly to the other side of the world and go and talk to the minister, who called me by my first name and had for years. And we would sit down and discuss the case. And just like this case, it would be 2 Americans who are no longer in the country, and they have issued a warrant, so they consider the case closed. They're not interested in extraditing.
Okay, right. I'm trying to take in what you're saying. So basically, once Mexico issues the arrest warrant, they're like, hey, it's on the U.S. Now listen to this, or I think that you're going to end up turning out to be right. Unlike Mexico and other Latin American countries, the U.S. does not have a law recognizing femicide as any different from homicide. And that doesn't mean that the killings are not deemed a homicide. But in the paperwork application, Mexico needs to charge it not as femicide, but as murder, straight out murder, so we can get, I guarantee you it's Mexico. I do not believe that authorities here would let this go unavenged. I just don't believe it.
No, Nancy, I'm telling you, I used to do this for a living. The Mexican, it's Americans involved. If it was an American killing a Mexican, there would be a lot of pressure on, they'd be doing whatever, they'd re-indict the case, however it was, to bring that person back down to have a trial. These are Americans, and they're gone. And they have issued a warrant. They haven't issued a red notice. They have issued the warrant.
What's a red notice? So basically, tell me, what is a red notice?
It's an international lookout. Let's say these people traveled to another country, left the United States and traveled to another country. And those people could be detained until Mexico. Let's say they went to Jamaica because they know they're wanted for murder in Mexico. And they went to Jamaica and they had red notices. The Jamaicans would detain them until the Mexican government could bring them over. But since they're Americans, they just, there's no pressure. There's no public outrage.
You mean no public outrage in Mexico?
Correct.
So they don't care. So the only one that cares basically is Shanquella's family. Yes, you are.
It's just not a high priority. And what I would do.
That's the same thing.
Yes.
You've got a beautiful dead girl whose mother is crying, whose sister is crying. They're in Huntersville, North Carolina, and I find it very hard to believe that North Carolina authorities are not trying to find these people. But the issue you believe is the extradition papers from Mexico.
Yes, I'm willing to bet on it, because I would go and have meetings and explain to them the importance, how important it was to the United States. And I basically make a deal. If you submit the paperwork, we'll pay all the costs. We'll pay all the costs of the extraditions to come down. Many times when they'd agree, they'd look at me and say, "Hey, you owe me now." Okay, I owe you. Understood. I mean, that's how it would work. And I did that all over the world.
So, Irv Brandt joining me, this is your expertise. What can we do to get justice for Shanquella? I mean, I don't know what we can do.
I am confident. Well, it's the pressure, Nancy. It's just the pressure of you keeping it on the front burner. I'm confident that the Office of International Affairs is contacting them continuously, trying to get, the package, for them to get the package done. So these people,
What package? What are you saying?
It's what the Mexican government has to submit to the Office of International Affairs. All their documents, all the probable cause, the video, things like this, all the legal documents for OIA to assign it to an AUSA to, work it up
an
for
assistant
an extradition
U.S.
warrant.
attorney. I mean, even the governor in North Carolina has weighed in. It's Governor Roy Cooper said his thoughts are with the family of a Charlotte woman who died in October on vacation. And where she was on vacation is a hop, jump, and a skip down from all the stars and the celebrities go to at Cabo. I always see Jennifer Aniston out there eating chips by the water in Cabo. It's beautiful. That's where they were. He says he's, quote, hopeful the FBI will solve the case of her mysterious death. It's not a mystery, Governor. Just look at video. We've shown it several times. It makes me sick to look at it. Not knowing what really happened, well, that's a great concern. We know what happened. We all know what happened. Investigators in Mexico say an arrest warrant has been issued, but no suspect named. No one has been apprehended. And this was very recently. So what is the holdup? So, Irv, can you give it to me in a bullet? Hit me. What can we do? What can be done? I mean, the governor, God bless him, is saying, gee, I hope it all turns out okay. We need a little bit more than well wishes, Irv Brandt.
Short version.
Yes.
The United States cannot arrest on a foreign government's arrest warrant. The United States can only arrest on an extradition warrant issued out of U.S. District Court. And the only way for that to happen is the Mexican government has to submit an extradition request to the Department of Justice Office of International Affairs. Until they do that.
You just said the U.S. government has to do it. I thought the Mexican government would do it.
No. The Mexican government must submit an extradition request to the Department of Justice Office of International Affairs, so an extradition warrant can be issued out of U.S. District Court.
Okay.
Until the Mexican government does that, the U.S. cannot do anything about it. And
it's got to be on a charge that we will extradite on.
Under the treaty.
We're not obviously not recognizing femicide. It doesn't come under the treaty, so it's got to be homicide. The U.S. State Department number, if you want your voice to be heard, is 888-407-4747. Repeat, 888-407-4747. We want justice for Shanquella. Goodbye, friend.
Man, it sounds like it's still being all shoddy. Doesn't sound good. Gosh, and it's been how long now? Just does not sound good. Here, I thought after after the video came out and stuff, and it was like what, maybe a week and a half after that. Maybe it was about a week and a half after that. Then there was reports of arrests about to be made. They were just trying to locate that person, and sounds just as shoddy as it did before all that, unfortunately. Poor family. Thank you, ATS. I love Nancy Grace. Yeah. It's like, I remember when, because everybody was trying to get the FBI to get involved, because everybody, like, when we started covering it, that shit was fishy. The story was it just wasn't right. And then the FBI was gonna be able to be allowed to participate, but it was gonna be at the discretion of the Mexican government. It's just one of those, unfortunately. I love, man, in the very beginning of that episode, she got all snippy, and did you hear her cup? She hit it down on the desk, and you could hear the ice kind of crunch around in it. I was like, damn. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover the Chinese balloon stuff today. We covered it for a half an hour in the last show in the beginning, but we'll see. I kind of highly doubt it. With having a night off, I'm trying to have to fit 2 nights of stuff into one night, so maybe this weekend we'll talk more about it. Definitely come over Thursday night. We're going to be having Kevin back up on panel. He's going to give us his weapon expertise on the Murdaugh case. We're going to be talking about the Murdaugh case all night Thursday. Definitely enjoyed having Kevin up on panel Sunday night. Pretty cool. Let me see here. Attorney breaks down. Change in direction. I'm just gonna kind of go over these things. We'll probably get into this Ryan Hall. Here's how bad this tornado season will be. We'll get into that this weekend. Probably Friday night. Just kind of give everybody an update. Great information, great with weather. The best out there. And anything that he's really discussing, it usually takes place weather-wise. So definitely a great sub. Ryan Hall, y'all. I'm just going to kind of skim through all this stuff real quick, just to see what sticks out here. Called roommates. Did we check that one out? I don't think so. I think we did. No, I don't think we did. Heard screaming and called roommates. There's been a lot of talk about that. Even talk with the Sigma Chi house. So we'll check out what Bed Crime Stories says about this. It's only a 5-minute video, not long. We'll check this out. Not sure if we'll get into Alec Baldwin tonight. Maybe. Nope, we did not watch it because I didn't like it.
Well,
now I do. What a cool logo. That's a really cool logo.
up the weekend,
oh my gosh, what's up with the audio?
News about the case out of Moscow, Idaho. So
Ah,
I'm going to jump right into that. On the heels
Go away.
of News Nation's latest revelations about how University of Idaho students Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle died in the early morning
if the
hours
audio
of November 13th.
if the audio is bugging you Guys, let me know, and then I'll just play the video on mute and I'll narrate the words myself. Just let me know if the short in the audio is affecting you guys. Just put something in chat if it does.
2022, with Ethan being found in the doorway with a slash across his neck and Xana having nearly severed fingers from trying to fight back and trying to grab the K-bar in an attempt to pry it from the perpetrator's hand. We are
Oh,
now also hearing from one of Ethan's family members. And I have to say, between what News Nation shared and now this new information from Ethan's sister-in-law, well, allegedly from the sister-in-law, I think we have a more accurate understanding of the sights and sounds that occurred between roughly 4:06 a.m. and 4:20 a.m. on November 13th. And the sights and sounds are what anyone would expect when 4 human beings were harmed in the manner that these precious students were. An account believed to belong to Ethan's sister-in-law made a post that reads as follows.
thank you. I
quote,
appreciate you guys letting me know.
Yes, I hope it will come out what Dee heard.
Now I don't know. I've got like 2 days worth of information, So, plus I've been doing a lot of other stuff. I don't know if I have something with the sister-in-law in it, but after this video's over, I'm gonna kind of skim through stuff and really look for sister-in-law as I'm browsing. Does anybody do you need me to turn the music down? Yeah, if anybody has like a video about what the sister-in-law says, or is this just all it is right here? Well, I don't want to. Her audio is pretty low, so that's probably why the music's a little louder right now, because her audio is pretty low. I think it has something to do with the short, because usually her audio is fantastic. But I think there's some kind of short issue with her microphone or something. So it's just this, so there's no like actual conversation or not a conversation, but like audio or video or anything.
Dee supposedly called the girls in the house after.
I hope it will come out what Dee heard. Dee supposedly called all the girls in the house after the crying and screaming stopped and no one answered. And she still didn't call the police. She needs to explain herself and her actions that night. Damn.
Crying and screaming stopped, and no one answered, and she still didn't call the police. She needs to explain herself and her.
What is this verified on? What is this? Just some message board? Verified on the message board?
Her actions that night, end quote. This would mean that there was both crying heard and screaming, as we could all imagine if one of our roommates encountered a masked man holding a K-bar. Of course, Xana would have screamed at the sight of what was done to Ethan and the sight of this stranger. What is unclear from this post is if Dylan called out to her friends or if she called them using her cell phone. The way it's written.
Well, and now we know. Now we know. I mean, now we know how it took place with Ethan. The type of injury he suffered. Now we know who the male voice was saying, "I'm going to help you." That's kind of eerie.
Makes me lean toward her calling them with her phone, Either way, they could have not answered her shouts
What's up,
or
Kel?
not answered her phone calls. But this makes it clear that Dylan was not in a frozen shock phase, at least at that point. And if she had the clarity of mind and the ability to dial her roommates, then she should have been able to dial 911. Does this mean that Bethany was also aware of all of that, crying and screaming, or at least received a call from Dylan M as well? If so,
It might
why
be,
didn't
Kel.
Bethany dial 911? We have two roommates then who would not have dialed 911. The additional detail makes Dylan's lack of contacting the authorities all the more difficult to understand. And the sister-in-law, when questioned about who did
Thanks,
call the
Kel.
police, said that the 911 caller was the friend who went in because Dylan called him to come over because she was scared from what she heard the night before. Crying, screaming, the dog barking. Why didn't anybody dial 911? And if you don't get an answer back from your friends, you would think that the feeling would be all the more frantic to try to call the police, try to get emergency
I mean, it's all real.
responders
You know what
over
I'm
there
saying?
to
Yeah, we
take a
don't know what
look.
took place.
It's all still
We don't know what took place, but it's all fucking real too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they don't answer. I heard that there was calls out to the Sigma Chi house at 8 a.m. Whatever. Oh gosh. Oh, hey, guess what? I can make air balloons now. Whoa, isn't that cool? What's up, Kel? Yeah, I broke 200. Oh shit. Yeah, I heard that the Sigma Chi house got called. No, it's my balloon. I had to blow it up. Oh shit. I'm just playing. Oh fuck. It's because of that damn kicker missing 4 in a row. Son of a bitch. That son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, that could have been, Kelt. That could have been the link that you sent me. I don't know. This is a link from the beginning. All right. So I'm not really going to look for a link about what the sister said then. Yeah, we never did get into that one. That's a long one. Let me kind of scroll up here too, because it's been literally a couple days here. How and why did Ann Taylor get appointed? What's up, Justice? How you doing tonight? Would you like to hop on? Yeah, I saw that. I was going through my sub and I seen that you did like a 9-minute video or something, Justice. And I clicked the notification. Speaking of, let me go there real quick. This is the 11th. Scheduled. Indiana true crime. How a serial killer was made then caught in Hammond, Indiana. I'm going to go ahead and hit that like. And that is February 11th. Now I'm Central Time, so it says 2 p.m., but I'm Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, it said you did like a 10-minute video or something. I was going through my sub list there. Let's see here. Oh, it's all right. Damn. I'm rich, bitch. Your booger. What? What are you talking about? Thanks. About the hat. Where you been at, Kel? What are you talking about? It was what? Just a quickie, huh? New details leaked. Let me see here. Injuries leaked. Okay, we do enjoy the Drunk Turkey show. We did come across the Kim video, the Kim calls, thanks to them. Wow, they're up to 31,000 subscribers. Damn. You just never know, you know what I'm saying? Like, this channel had less subscribers than I did before that Kim call. Ain't that crazy? I had more subscribers and then they just blew the fuck up. Congratulations to them. 31,000 fucking subs. I already liked it. Definitely gonna check it out because it's a really cool channel. Did I put it in the chat? No, I didn't. Here we go. There we go. Put the link up to the channel and we'll hear what they have to say.
Joe, I'm your host, Daniel J. Last night on Ashley Banfield on News Nation, there was some gruesome details released referencing the Idaho 4
no
incident
justice.
in Moscow, Idaho,
no,
where 4 lives were taken.
Rewind.
Shamelessly on the early morning of November 13, 2022. Brian Kohlberger has been arrested and is the prime suspect in this case. And we're going to go over what these new details are and these allegations that are coming forward from sources close to the case per News Nation and Ashley Banfield. Please hit that like and subscribe button, y'all. We're getting really, really close to 30K. It'd be great if we can hit that.
Right.
Hopefully today. I would really appreciate that. So please hit that subscribe.
What's up, Caroline? Oh, but no, it's a great channel too. What I mean, those calls were crazy. Those calls were amazing. I mean, gosh, those calls, the just crazy calls. Just crazy calls. Speaking of, you know what? I better test my ringer to make sure I can hear it. All right, we're all good. We're all good.
Button.
Just
in
case.
Button. That helps out the channel. It helps the channel move.
What's up, Caroline?
Long story short, the type of content that we talk and just the main subject will sometimes limit the content from going out to a lot of places. Hitting that.
And speaking of, because he's wearing a Drunk Turkey show, we may not have 31,000 subs, but we do have an Evil CJ store where you can get an Evil CJ beanie if you would like. Stickers, phone cases, mini blankets, hoodies, coffee cups. I think this is my new favorite coffee cup right here. It's got this logo right here on that coffee cup. Or you got one with my face on it, or you got another coffee cup up. Where'd it go? There it is right there. You got Evil CJ and you got the face with the stars in the back. I need to throw a beanie up there. And if you want any custom certain color logo with a certain thing, whatever, let me know. I'll make it and throw it up there and bam.
That like button, hitting that, start telling a friend, putting in a comment, helps the algorithm, helps the
no, I can't do that.
Information get out there to more people, and we would truly appreciate that.
I can't do that, Kel.
So let's get back to the content. Now, on Ashley Banfield, it was revealed last night that they had.
Well, let me pause this real quick. Justice, I cannot make underwear, but I can make fleece shorts. So I guess you could. I guess they could be underwear or short. Yeah, PJs. There we go. PJs. There's sweats. You know what I'm saying? There's sweatpants. There's fleece shorts. There's a lot more other items than what's up there. Trust me. There's 4 pages of stuff that there could be. You know, maybe what I'll do is I'll how can I do that? I could basically come up with a list of all the items that can be made, and well, they're fleece, so no, not fuzzy. No condoms, no, no. Link is currently talking. Like print the name horizontally and then more of your name show. Yeah, I mean, I just have to make the logo. And like if you need the logo a certain color, we can definitely get the transparent logo, whatever color you would want, with whatever color of item. You know what I mean? So you could no, I don't get it, Kelt. Sorry, I have so many other things right now. Logo all over it. Oh my god, can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it did. It did. I'll hit play on this video and I'll go back up there. You guys are fucking nuts.
Anfield, it was revealed last night that they had a couple of sources close to the case, and that the order in which the crime was committed was and who was taken first, second, third, last was revealed. And it was revealed that that Brian Koberger allegedly went to the 3rd floor first, where he had
Cherry.
I believe that, you know, from other sources, it was Maddie first. I think it's been speculated that Kaylee had some defensive wounds. So it's understood that it was Maddie and Kaylee that were first on the 3rd floor. Per News Nation, the attacker then went to the 2nd floor.
You guys just go.
They stated that Ethan had walked out of the room and was attacked just outside the door.
Oh yeah, we heard that.
And then that Xana was the last to be attacked. And that they stated that the injuries.
Oh, you know what? Weird. I'm sorry, guys. Weird. You like went through that Banfield episode. I'm sorry. Across the bed. Oh my god. Like I said, just message me whatever custom you want, and we'll make it happen, and I'll let you know when it's up. And if you just want to check out what's up there right now, here's the link to it. Oh boy. All right, let's see what else we got. Yeah, my bad. We already did watch that Banfield episode. Oh, that's such a long video. I do want to get into Nicola's case. Beheaded new victim. Minutes of horror. I could have swore we checked that one out on the last show. I think we went all the way up to here. Okay, that's quite a long video. Okay. Now let's watch the News Nation one of this one about the pen pal. I knew we were going to get into it. What's up, Kevin? You okay with how I'm doing? No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, and if anybody would like to hop up, you guys are more than welcome. Let's get into the next video. The pen pal for Brian Koberger. Or pen love. Whatever they're calling it.
Doctor, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Great to be here.
Surprised, not surprised, that this is not the first time we've seen this, right? We've seen it
Hey, it's the dude from Law and Crime Network. He's on Banfield. What?
with Ted Bundy. We've seen it with Charles Manson. What is the obsession with these kinds of defendants? I mean, is it the danger of it? Is it the fame of it? Why do people get attached?
Well, they are famous, infamous, and I think there's a confusion there. And there's something about a dangerous man that can be appealing to some women. And there's a
Right. The dude just murdered 3 women.
seductiveness there with many
Ooh.
of these men in prison, so
So
they can be very
seductive.
charming. The advantage
Fucking
of pursuing
crazy.
somebody who is behind bars is you don't have to deal with them in real life, so they can't frustrate you. There are bars that separate you from them, so they won't leave socks on the ground, dirty dishes in the sink. They're more of a fantasy in reality.
Well, here's more of what she has to say about him. So she goes, if anyone ever says that I can't be sexually attracted to my love interest, Brian, as well as genuinely care about his well-being at the same time, I know for a fact that they're wrong, since I feel both of those things for him. And although I'm sexually attracted to him, I also wish I had a significant mutual bond that isn't just based on sex. By the way, this is someone who's never met him. And the only reason she even knows who he is because of the horrific crimes that he's accused of. So the reason I ask you that is because it seems to me, you mentioned fame. If she's also not just writing him, she's posting on Facebook, right? She doesn't have to do that. If she really loves him, she just send him the notes. Doesn't it feel she's trying to get something out of this?
Well, they've done
Nah.
studies and
I wouldn't do a
millennials,
con.
what they want most is fame. So she could be seeking fame for herself. But when I saw this, I also thought of a love addict, right? And love addicts
No.
often have fantasy
No.
relationships with somebody who's not really available to them. They project all of their wishes onto this.
I'm sorry. This is. I don't even. What is this? He doesn't leave a sock on the floor. No, I'm cool. I thought this was actually some. Okay. Ooh, I do want to kind of get into a little Murdaugh. We're going to jump around a little bit tonight just because there's so much. And I know we're going to miss out on a lot anyway, but that's okay. Definitely going to check out this Murdaugh visited mom for 20 minutes on News Nation Banfield. Is it Law and Crime Network again? What's his name, Jesse?
So as I said, there was this shocking new testimony in the Murdaugh murder trial today, and it came from Shelley Smith. Who is that? She is the longtime caretaker of Libby Murdaugh, Alec's mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's disease. Smith was working her regular overnight shift the night that Paul and Maggie were murdered in June 2021, and she testified that it was unusual for Alec to visit his mother as late as he did that night, but even more unusual was what Alec said to her about that visit a few days later.
How long did he stay there?
Kevin. Oh my God.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
So what was he telling you about that he was at the house the night of the murder?
That he'd been there 30 to 40 minutes.
Holy shit, you guys are crazy.
Okay, so that's not great. Andrew Davis, investigative reporter for our News Nation affiliate in Savannah, was in court today, as he's been from day one. Andrew, good to see you.
What's
So
up,
Shelley
Mama
Smith
Bear?
was very emotional during her testimony, and she even said that Alec was a good guy,
Oh,
but that
you
didn't
guys are
stop
crazy.
her from saying that and standing by the fact that he was only at the mom's house for 20 minutes. Did you watch the jury when that testimony was going on? I mean, how did they react to that?
Shelley Smith was the perfect prosecution witness right up until cross-examination because the
Ooh.
defense was able to poke some holes into that. Before that,
Really?
the jury was wrapped to what she was saying because they'd heard Alec Murdaugh has been there for 30 to 40 minutes. Then they heard, well, he also talked to me and said, by the way, we know you're getting married. That's really expensive. I wonder if I can help. Talked to her about schooling and said she was going back to school. That's really expensive. You know, there's a lot there that was implied with what's going on. Shelley Smith did a great job in locking it down, saying 15 to 20 minutes. Then she started to waffle a little bit, and her timetable was 8:30 to 9:30 p.m., which doesn't help prosecutors in any form because they're trying to lock down a time that Alec would have been at the house and would have been able to pull that trigger.
Yeah, she got a little shaky on cross-examination about that timeline. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk about the blue tarp, okay? Because she said that she saw Alec bring this, again, a blue tarp into the house sometime after the murders. Break it down for us. There's been a lot of talk. What is the significance of the blue tarp?
Well, first thing in their opening arguments, they talked about, prosecutors talked about a blue tarp and a blue rain jacket, mostly the blue rain jacket that they said carried lots of gunshot residue on it. So the tarp was what he was apparently carrying close to his body at the time and took it upstairs. She said she also saw it on a chair in his mom's room there, opened up. So that's the tarp. But then they found this blue rain jacket and the blue tarp in a closet about 3 months later. And you go, well, why were investigators not looking until 3 months later? That's still the question. They had the gunshot residue expert come on and say that there was there, but now there's some questions on the fact of what did she say? How did she say it? The judge is actually looking to maybe put her back on the stand or get back into this a little bit more because she gave conflicting testimony and prosecutors and defense want to lock this down because it could be a key to their case.
Yeah, let's talk about that blue raincoat. For me, when I was hearing the opening statements, it was the kennel video, those key pieces of evidence that really stood out. So this blue raincoat, the state presented, they believe it could have been what Alec Murdaugh was holding and then what he left off at the parents' house.
Chris.
My understanding is they tested it. They tested it for blood. They tested it for gunshot residue. What did they find?
Oh, I heard there was
not much so far as we know. They haven't really gone deep
really.
into
I
it
heard
yet.
there was.
The gunshot residue expert didn't offer a ton; just said they were testing. So this is going to get back into.
Okay, so maybe I could have swore. Okay, maybe because this is a day or two old, I could have swore. No, this is 21 hours. I could have swore that there was something out there, that there was gun residue on the tarp or whatever, right? I know Spencer's Gifts was awesome. Spencer Gifts was awesome. The coolest stuff, man. I could have swore I seen something say that there was. Okay, maybe it was bed crime stories. They said up here in that video that they were still testing it, and that was from 21 hours ago, so that was after bed crime stories, so I'm not sure why. Okay. Murdaugh believes witness for alibi. Well, this is a little bit more Nancy Grace. It's just a 2-minute video. We already threw her link up already. Whoa. Yeah, because the stuff was always in the back half of the store. So now it's all over. I haven't been to Spencer in a while. Huh, interesting. So that's why the gun wasn't there.
You know what I don't
Dre.
like, Ann Emerson?
Nancy,
I don't like
that
it.
was crushing
I don't
testimony.
like it when someone who is rich and educated and well-positioned trying to intimidate or bully someone who is not as powerful or as cunning as they are.
H-E-double-L.
This lady is reduced to tears on the stand. Did you hear what she says? I've been with this family a long time. I like working with them. I mean, I wonder
Well,
if
they
she
were
felt
family
if
too.
She
I mean,
didn't go along with him that she would lose her job.
It was absolutely a moment in that courtroom when she started to break down, and you knew that she had already said that she was only there, that he had only been there for about 15 to 20 minutes and had made that very clear in her testimony. And when this came up, and this was at the funeral, after the funeral of Mr. Randolph, Alec's father, that Alec would come up and say, I was there for 30 or 40 minutes. And that's what he told her. This is a very obviously was a very hard thing for her to deal with. Do you know what the first thing was that she said she did when he said that, though?
What?
She called her brother. You know who her brother is?
Who?
Chief of police.
Whoa.
Over at another small town. That was the first reaction she had. And he said, why did you call your brother, who is a chief of police? And she said, because there was not something right about this. So, you know, she knew that she had to deal with that information right off the bat because it was strange. Other things that were strange that she talks about that I'm sure defense is going to be talking about as well. But the prosecution asked her when he came over that night, what did he have on? He had on a t-shirt. He had on his shorts. He had on some Sperry shoes. What did he do? He came and he laid down on.
Okay, so it is true that they did, because the video we watched said that they were still testing it. So the testing was completed. The witness testified that inside of raincoat had a lot of gun residue on it. Oh, so it wasn't tested. It was just okay. So how would she know what gun residue looks like? Brother is a cop. Oh, yes. And this is, let me see here. All right. There we go. Aw. There's the baby. Picture of Liberty. Anyone know if they are good quality? There you go. Yeah. But I'm wondering how could that, if that's the witness that testified that there's gunshot residue on it, or if there was, like, who is the witness? Like, how would they know what gunshot residue looks like? Yeah, thank you, everybody. All right, so I'm going to go to the next video here. That blue tarp is interesting. And it makes sense if it was used to transport. It would make sense why there's no let's see here. We're gonna go to Law and Crime Network video next. Sticking on the Murdaugh case for a minute. So there's the link to the channel, and this is Money, Guns, and Lies, Alec Murdaugh's other alleged crime shakeup, family murders trial. I do enjoy their channel, and thank you guys for hopping in here and hanging out.
Money, Guns, and Lies, a major ruling in Alec Murdaugh's double murder trial and what it means for the jury.
Oh, a specialist. Okay.
I find that the jury is entitled to consider whether the apparent desperation of Mr. Murdaugh because of his...
Oh, you want to see? Hold on. We just started this. We'll rewind this here. There you go, Caroline. We can get back to this video in a second. I was wet. Chris. All right, let's get back to this video. So cute. Man, snap of a finger, Cassie. Snap of a finger. Jeez, it went quick.
To consider whether the apparent desperation of Mr. Murdaugh because of dire financial situation, threat of being exposed for committing the crimes.
Judge Newman says the jury in Alec Murdaugh's double murder trial can hear evidence of his alleged financial crimes when considering whether he had a motive to murder his wife and son. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar podcast. This was a major ruling for the prosecution by Judge Newman on Monday morning. He ruled that prosecutors can tell the jury about Alec Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes and thefts he's actually admitted to show the jury that he actually had a motive, a reliable motive, to murder his wife Maggie and son Paul. Judge Newman said the evidence is more probative than prejudicial, and that was one of the tests he had to use to assess this matter. On Friday, without the jury present, Judge Newman heard testimony from Jan Malinowski, president and CEO of Palmetto State Bank, about Alec Murdaugh's financial condition on the day of the murders.
It's fair to say that as of June 2021 and the months after, the indebtedness to Palmetto State Bank from Alec Murdaugh was very, very large.
Yes, sir.
It's fair to say it also had charged off loans in the past. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If it had come out at any particular time from, let's say, 2010 on up to June of 2021, or at any time, that Alec Murdaugh had been stealing money from his partners or stealing money from his clients, would this bank have continued to loan him money?
No, sir.
Prosecutors say that Alec Murdaugh's financial condition was going to come to light the very same week of the murders, because later in the week, he was being forced to produce financial documents in the lawsuit where he was being sued over the boat crash in which Mallory Beach was killed. Murdaugh's defense says he may have been in a financial mess, but they say he was working to get his financial house in order.
Are you aware that Mr. Murdaugh was still paying on the loans that had been written off?
Yes, sir, I was.
And you mentioned that, and had Mr. Murdaugh always paid the bank interest, monies he owed? And did he ever go in default? And let's put it like, did he ever go in default on any notes issued to him by Palmetto State Bank?
Redbeard and Zero United.
And those were the ones that were written off?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
But he continued to pay those, right?
He periodically made payments. Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, prosecutors say that Alec Murdaugh was getting preferential treatment that no one else received from Palmetto State Bank simply because of his name and his connections.
Does it say anything about sending $350,000 to Chris Wilson to try to make up the funds that he had diverted from his law firm?
No, sir.
Does it say anything about $400,000 to cover a $347,000 overdraft?
No, sir.
After June 7th was the first significant activity from the bank to Alec to provide that $350,000 off the books with no application whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
And after June the 7th, did his account run to negative $347,000?
Yes, sir.
And the bank kept paying?
Yes, sir.
Perhaps the most generous overdraft policy ever seen.
Quite possibly.
The jury also heard testimony from Paul Greer, a firearms and tool marks examiner from SLED, on Friday. And he testified about the two murder weapons in this case. The state, of course, doesn't have those. One is a shotgun and another is a rifle. The defense actually unsuccessfully challenged this evidence before trial, but it came in anyway. And the big question is, without the rifle, how do you determine which gun shot and killed Maggie Murdaugh? Who owned that gun? Can we put it in Alec Murdaugh's hands? So far, they haven't been able to do that. So listen to what firearms examiner Greer told the jury about the rounds found around Maggie Murdaugh's body as he compared them to other rounds found on the property.
After review of the crime scene, Where were those located?
After reviewing the crime scene diagram, it's my understanding that those cartridge cases were at marker numbers that were near or around the body of Margaret Murdoch.
And those would be 300 blackout rounds, is that right?
That's correct. They're 300 blackout caliber.
Or they were spent casings?
Yes, sir. Those are fire cartridge cases.
And states Exhibit 260, items 35 to 39, what are those again?
Those were all fire 300 blackout caliber cartridge cases, head stamped with the S&B logo and 300 blackout caliber.
The Murdochs actually owned 3 blackout rifles. One of them is accounted for. It belonged to Buster Murdoch, and it's actually in an evidence box in the courtroom, and it was tested. 2 others belonged to Paul. One went missing years and years ago. The other went missing sometime around the homicides. We've heard testimony about this. And it's actually believed that Paul Murdoch likely had this blackout rifle, the replacement, with him on the night of the murders, because we've heard testimony that he often carried it in his truck or in an ATV to shoot hogs around the property. Here's Murdoch's lawyer, Jim Griffin, on cross-examination of Paul Greer.
Your opinion, they were fired by one weapon in the world.
It's my opinion that those had all been cycled through the same firearm at one point in time. Yes, sir.
But not fired by the same firearm.
No, sir. That's not what my conclusions say. As far as being fired by that firearm or by the same gun, those results are inconclusive.
So that means that the markings on the breech, because they were all fired, they all have a fire pin hitting the primer, and you call that breech markings, correct?
Yes, sir. Those are breech face markings that we would see on the primer.
And there were the similarities between those where you couldn't reach a conclusion.
That's correct. Those shared, again, those same class characteristics. So we compared those to each other. Based on our comparisons, that's correct. There were not enough. There's not enough agreement. There was insufficient agreement there for me to reach a conclusion based on my training and experience of looking at all of these cartridge cases that I could say that they were fired by the same firearm, and that's how we arrived at that conclusion.
The jury also heard testimony on Friday from an expert in fingerprint analysis. It's actually pretty rare to get a fingerprint that you can use in a criminal case. Take a listen.
Do you recall examining some other shotguns or rifles in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be a 300 blackout rifle, a Mossberg shotgun, a Browning shotgun, and another Benelli shotgun.
That's correct.
Did you find any fingerprints on any of those guns?
Nothing that I could identify. Again, the result of no value for comparison was the result that I reported.
The defense has actually pointed out in this case that Alec Murdoch's fingerprints weren't found on any items of evidence.
So other than the cell phone, everyone else says no fingerprint evidence was observed. That would mean there was nothing, not even a partial, right?
Yes, sir. Anytime that result is in the report, that's what that means. Yes.
Other than the cell phone, you didn't even find any evidence of fingerprints, not a partial, not a smudge, not anything.
Well, I believe there were some additional long guns that came into me where I did get no value for comparison. But the initial shotgun that came into me nothing was observed. Yes, sir.
And that's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. It is produced by Sam Goldberg.
What's up, Kib Kitty? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you? How's Chad?
Oh, I'm good. Oh, man. Hilarious tonight. That's crazy.
Seeing that.
It's its own show tonight.
Yeah.
I love it, though. I love everybody's
personality. The raincoat, there was an expert GSR testimony today that she did the testing on the raincoat, on the t-shirt, on the shorts, and she said the inside of the raincoat had so much GSR that she quit at 38 areas of GSR. Yeah. She said it
Wow.
would have taken her a week to go through every sample on the inside of that coat, that raincoat.
Wow. There was that much on there?
Yeah, she said she's never seen that much in that much of an area.
And she
But
was in
she had to quit at 38 areas.
Wow. So there was that
But,
much.
yeah.
But they don't have his fingerprints on any of the weapons or anything though, right?
Well, some of the stuff had smudge, but not enough to compare it to anything.
Right.
Some of it had nothing. But the t-shirt did have, I can't remember the number of GF on it. But the t-shirt did have some, and the shorts did have a few. But the shoes, tennis shoes, did not.
Well, here's what I'm wondering. If he supposedly turned bodies, checked pulses, what? How? Not only his clothing, but how was his hands clean when we watched him in the video sitting in the car? So what's the excuse for that?
The expert said you can wash off GSR.
No, I mean blood even.
Well, I know.
His
But
hands
wasn't
were
that
clean.
hose running out there? Or
I
the
don't
hose
know.
had been used outside?
I don't know. I'm going to be going into part 2 on Thursday just to learn more about this case because there's a lot I don't know.
I mean, yeah. It was interesting today.
They can't show it tied to him and they collected it 6 months after the murders? Oh my gosh. So Josie, you think he's walking, huh?
Well, the jury heard today all this financial stuff from the CFO at the law firm.
Yeah, Kez Chick, we went into part 1 of Murdoch a couple weeks ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago. We'll be doing part 2 Thursday night. Part 1, we learned about all that corruption that's involved with that name. It is really crazy. Yeah, Kevin, if you're able to chat, I know you're working. If you're able to chat, how easy is it to clean gun residue off? And Cherry brings up a good question. Do you have to scrub a lot? It's a good question. Yeah, it says here that let me scroll back up to it. It says here that Law and Crime Network, again, Alec Murdaugh's lawyers attack gunshot residue evidence ahead of key testimony. So I'm going to go ahead and check this video out real quick and see what they say. And then there's a couple other topics I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to get into Nicola Bully case a little bit as well. Let me see here. Law and Crime Network. We'll see what they say about this. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Wouldn't convict him for murder on Friday. That's true. That's true. Oh.
Mr. Harpootlian, concerning the item that you were objecting to the testing, I think was that the blue, what exhibit number is that?
Oh, you're good, Kevin. You're good, Kevin. No. Do your thing, buddy. You know, just hang out and chill back, listen. We can go into all that Thursday night. So if you guys have questions about this case, go ahead and jot them down and save them for Thursday night. We're going to be talking nothing but Alec Murdaugh case Thursday night, and it'll be my part 2 of a special of it. So definitely save your questions for Thursday night. Kevin will be on panel that night.
Not the t-shirt, not the short, not the shoes.
And regarding that same number 226 rain jacket, is the same item that Mr. Griffin cross-examined a previous witness concerning? Ms. Smith,
Yes, sir.
concerning,
Examined her extensively about whether she'd ever, first of all, was that rain jacket in his hands when he came in that morning? 2, had she ever seen him with that rain jacket? And 3, did she, I mean, when she looked into the closet, did she know whether it was a tarp or whether it was a rain jacket? Was it the same color? She said it was the same color. That's it. And I objected to it because I thought that pressure away the program.
The housekeeper is afraid of him. Okay.
What happened to the audio? The audio went away. What'd you say? The housekeeper is afraid of him?
Yeah, she is. That family's powerful.
Well, yeah. I mean, hell, everybody in that damn community. Hell, I remember when they were going through jury selections and the judge was asking that no matter what the case reveals, would it change their mind about the family or their view or whatever, and it said no, and the judges said if you feel no, then stand up, and like the damn whole jury pool stood up and walked out. Like I think everybody's afraid of him, just the name.
When I was watching trial, when his housekeeper was on yesterday, he sat there and just glared at her the whole time she was up there. Like,
wait, the housekeeper? I thought she passed away.
No, not the housekeeper, the mom's caretaker.
The mom's caretaker? Oh, the lady that we saw in a couple videos ago. Okay.
Yeah, when she was up there testifying, he sat there and just stared at her with this look. You know, it terrified her.
Oh, so he gave her a look or something when he came over? Or what?
When she was on the stand, Alex Murdaugh was sitting there staring at her, giving her a look.
Oh. Wow. I thought maybe
Intimidate me. It would be a fun decision.
I'm sure he'll get. Isn't he giving everybody that look that comes up there?
Well,
I'm not watching
when
the case, so I don't know.
Today, when the CFO was up there going over all his money stealing, he wouldn't even look at her.
Huh.
He wouldn't even look at her.
Well,
Depends who's up.
He's saying he was at his mom's for 30 to 40 minutes. She said it was more like 20. But
Yeah,
then they
she
said
said 20.
They said the defense was starting to poke holes in her story.
Well, I think it's a good thing. I bet her brother, who's chief of police, gets called to testify on that, because she called him right away because she was uncomfortable with what Alex was saying on his time frame.
So, okay, so this is what I'm confused. When did this call take place? After he stopped by the mom's, or after everything happened and his version of events came out? And then she called him.
No, it was after they questioned her at his mom's house, when she said he was there 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, so she reached out to him for advice.
She reached out to her brother, the chief of police.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that. Why wouldn't you?
She felt very uncomfortable. Like, Alex wanted her to lie for me, you know,
With what?
with the time frame.
She also said she was good. Made her uncomfortable with the time frame. Oh, okay. After. Okay. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you too, Kib Kitty, for this information, because like I don't know what goes on in this case, and it's not like I can catch up on it except for these videos, because every stream's like 8-9 hours long, and there's no way I could
Right.
even do a replay
No.
on that.
Earlier in the chat, I said I needed to take a day break from it, not from your show, from the Murdoch thing.
Well,
I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
I think I have something on that CFO actually. Let me go through it, because I think I do. Trying to see. Okay, so is this the CFO? Is this the CFO right here?
I can't see it.
Anybody in chat? Are you able? Is this the CFO?
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
Alec
that's the
Murdaugh manipulator.
That's the CFO.
Okay, so I'm going to
That's
go to
her.
the News Nation one. That's only 5.5 minutes instead of the 22
Is that
minute
for
one.
today?
This is from 9 hours ago, so it must be. It looks like she has
It
some kind of
must be
scarf on.
today.
Like a
Attorneys
cream.
Jonna Spilbor and Mark Reichel are with me this morning. Mark, the last time you and I spoke, you said this actually might be good news for the defense to have this testimony heard by the jury. Explain why you think that is.
Because the first thing I'm going to say to the jury is, who here thinks he committed a fraud within his law firm? And no matter what anyone answers to that, well, that's not what we're here for. Again, the first question I would probably ask this witness is, where were you on the night of the murders? And if you weren't there, why are you here? You're here to tell us that you believe, you have an opinion that Alex Murdaugh was engaged in fraud at the law firm. How anyone can tie that fraud to the physical violence required to do this without any physical evidence?
What do you think, Jonna? Is this a stretch for the prosecution?
No, this is actually going to be the defense's biggest challenge. And here's why, although I agree with our other guests, here's why. Whenever we allow this evidence of bad character into a trial, we also give the jury instructions that they're not allowed to take it as bad character evidence. We tell them that they have to take an X-Acto knife and instead determine whether or not it falls into an exception to bad character evidence rule, in this case, motivation. Let me tell you how difficult that is for human beings. If I walk into your studio, Marnie, and I'm 600 pounds, and I say, don't look at my weight as evidence that I'm guilty of being fat. Look at it as evidence instead that I'm simply unmotivated to go to the gym. At the end of the day, you're going to look at me and say, he's fat. The jury is going to look
Yeah,
at
they were
Alex
near
Murdaugh
the
after
kennels.
this testimony and say, he's a crook, he's a thief, he's a criminal, he's a liar. And that type of person is capable of murder. That's not how they're supposed to view it, but that's what they will do. These juries
Wow.
are human.
Well, it caught my attention looking at the potential witness list in this case. And Mark, I'll have you weigh in on this first. As it appears, this man named Curtis Smith, at this point we know him as Cousin Eddie, is very likely to take the stand in this case. I think a lot of people think of the National Lampoon's movie when you hear Cousin Eddie. This guy's in jail. He was arrested after allegedly shooting Alec Murdaugh in the head months after his wife and son
he's the
were
one
murdered.
that. Okay.
An attempted suicide case.
Okay.
Apparently
Yeah.
the two were tied. Alec was trying to gain
I saw him
financial
popping up.
money for his son from an insurance payout. The jury might hear all of this. How important could this testimony be? The prosecutors want to bring Cousin Eddie on the stand.
I think this gets closer to actually helping the prosecution, okay? Because it shows Murdaugh very involved in a violent act, a strange violent act, with the intent to get away with it. Okay, so I think this is going to be very difficult for the defense. I'm not saying the defense isn't going to be able to come through this, but I guarantee you, if this comes in, the jury, if I was the prosecution, I'd be very happy And I'd be able to say, look, this is a cockamamie idea that did involve a gun and violence in the head. And, you know, what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? So I think this one really helps a lot more, if you ask me.
Well, and I guess the jury will have to decide if they hear his testimony, if Cousin Eddie is credible. What we're hearing from prosecutors and those closely following the case is he could actually tell the jury that Alec Murdaugh confessed to killing his wife and son when they were on that road. Jonna, jump in on this one.
I think Cousin Eddie is going to be a loose cannon. He's the wild card. Anything could come out of his mouth. He could say that there was a confession. He could say that, you know, perhaps Alec approached him and wanted to hire him to off his family, just like he wanted him to off Alec Murdaugh. Anything could come out of his mouth, but you hit it on the head. The defense has to cross-examine him and show the jury that he's simply not credible. He's crazy Cousin Eddie, and that's it.
I'm trying to understand the prosecution is
times
going
are
to
they
call
gonna say
Randy
Cousin
Murdaugh, which
Eddie?
is Alec Murdaugh's brother. He's also an attorney. He worked in the firm where Alec used to work. He's one of the prosecutor's witnesses, but I see him sitting behind his brother in the courtroom almost every single day. Mark, what do you make of that?
You know, I'm concerned that this could rise to some kind of attorney-client communication. If he said something to his brother, you know, assuming it would be held confidential, I'm wondering if it's something about what he said. But this trial by ambush is what really is difficult for the defense. It leaves the prosecution driving the train when they know what they're going to bring in. This kind of trial by ambush, it seems like we're not knowing in advance, is a difficult chore for the defense.
And I do see his brother Randy in the court sitting behind Alec. And John, I'll give you the final word. I see Buster in the court every single day. He's the only surviving son of Alec Murdaugh. Chance that he takes the stand?
Oh boy, I hope not. I hope that they don't need him. Look, they shouldn't need this financial information to prove their point. If they had any direct evidence, if they had more physical evidence, they wouldn't need this trial by ambush. I like that phrase. I hope Buster doesn't have to get put through the ringer. He's been through enough.
This could be quite a week with some of this testimony coming in. Attorneys Jonna Spilborn, Mark Reichel, thanks for watching it with us. We're going to keep our eye on the courtroom.
Yeah, if anybody has a link to her testimony or whatever, if you can send it to me, I'll probably use it in my special Thursday night. If anybody can send me the link to her testimony. And Caroline, you bring up. Go ahead.
The CFO on the stand, her brother-in-law was busted for being involved with Alec Murdaugh.
Busted what?
For fraud with Alex.
Her what? Her brother?
Her brother-in-law.
Huh.
The one on the stand.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm thinking.
Her brother-in-law was involved with the crooked financial stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm sitting here letting it stew in my brain for a minute because then I'm wondering if, because of that, is that why she was so vocal on the stand? That's what I was wondering. So I wonder if that's why she was so vocal on the stand and put on a show.
I think, I'm not positive, but I'm thinking Russell Lafitte, that got found guilty of all this laundering and stuff, stealing. I think that's her brother.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come out if it is. And Caroline, that's very true. You do wonder how they're going to be able to come to terms with the Snapchat, even though it's not necessarily tying him, because you can't really prove that it's his voice, but it does. There's certain parts of it I feel it does sound like that, and it is bothering me. I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I said, plus there's testimony, witnesses that say it's 100% his voice.
Yeah, but it's not. There's, when you're looking at it from a juror, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt, and that's just somebody's opinion. You know, that's not a fact. And it is bothering Josie that they have nothing physical to tie him to the crime directly. If he really did do it, because obviously everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Dre, he wanted it to look like murder so son could get 10 million. Yeah, that's what was coming out, that he wanted his son to get the insurance money, right? Hired a hitman.
They are saying that the ammunition ties to the same ammunition all around the yard and stuff to the family guns.
Yeah, I guess they were shooting the guns off on the property all the time, so that's why there's ammunition all over. Yeah, I guess they had a ton of guns too, and they just went out on their property and shot them off. I mean, I guess if you're living in an area, with that much property, I can see, if you own a lot of guns, I can see walking off and shooting it a bunch or whatever. I think he hired.
Like the judge said, he allowed the financial testimony because it's showing for proving motive. He was desperate. All this shit was coming out in that week of the murders. He would have to prove all his financial records, and everything was going to come out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's you got the two I would assume would be star witnesses. Number one, Paul, for the boating lawsuit, and then number two, his wife, for the financial lawsuit.
Yeah,
because she's the one that was married to him, so she obviously, you don't think she would be a person of interest and be somebody that would make a I mean, it does make sense. It does make sense. Thank you, Cherry. Yeah, and if you guys, like I said, if you want anything custom, colors with logos and this and that, just let me know. In the next week or two, I'm going to be having different t-shirts and stuff coming out with like coffee theme and things like that. Because we love our coffee on the show. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay, I'm going to go to Brian Enton's Twitter real quick because there's a few things he has on there.
Well, I'm going to get off chat or get off panel.
Yeah, are you going to be able to be there for Thursday night Murdaugh special part 2?
Sure.
Would you be able to be on panel as well when we have Kevin up also? I know that you watch the case a lot, and you're. But make sure you get that break tomorrow, okay? Take a break tomorrow, so then we can be all about it on
I'm
Thursday.
gonna miss something.
Well, how about this?
Something good.
How about this? Take a break off watching the case tomorrow, and then just come hang out tomorrow and get the recap. There you go. Right?
I was gonna say something else. I can't remember.
Instead of 9 hours of the case, you get 3 hours of little bits.
Right.
Everybody in chat is knowledgeable too. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I was just saying everybody in chat is knowledgeable too when it comes to the case. So if you won't miss nothing, take a break tomorrow from the case, and and if I don't have the updates, chat will have the updates for you when you hang out tomorrow. That's all.
The trial. And I was watching the trial, and CDT's clone was on there, and I could tell it was her because of constant arguing with everybody. They threatened to block her. It was unreal.
They threatened
and
to block her.
The fake CDT.
Oh, well,
she was being very argumentative.
Yeah,
I told CDT about it.
That's cool. Can we chat about this off off the show. Maybe
Yeah, that's
tomorrow or
fine.
something. We can dig a little deeper into it, and then that way the personal stuff's not coming out or whatever.
Okay. I will hop in chat.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
you hopping
welcome.
up. Yeah, take that break tomorrow, okay?
Wrong.
We'll catch you up.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a good night.
All right. You too.
Oh, hell no. I love her. She's so funny. If you listen to 911 call of Miss Maggie calling in for the housekeeper bleeding from her head, what? What? Do you have that, Caroline? Murdaugh Murders Podcast on YouTube gives a pretty good history. And okay. You know what? I'm going to have to... Let me write them down. Let me see what's up. Want to ask for prayers. Yeah, sure, man. If you want to hop up real quick. Let's see here. Here's the link for you, Kevin, if you want to hop up. I've been splitting time. Yeah, we're going to be getting to Nicola here in a second. We'll be getting to Nicola here in a second. I need to go to Brian Enton's Twitter, and then we're going to be talking about Nicola's case here. And unfortunately, I thought we had an update about Shanquella Robinson in the beginning of the show, but it just wasn't really. It's just more shenanigans that were taking place before we thought justice was starting to happen, you know? It's just shoddy like it was before we thought justice was starting to come. Unfortunately. All right, let me go to Brian Enton's Twitter here. I know everybody's seen this, but this was a picture that was taken before the body cam with the Moab Ellie. That's so sad that that's coming out. I just wanted to share that real quick. Okay, and then that's about the balloon. So I just wanted to check that out real quick. Now we're going to go back. We're going to get into the Nicola's case. Same status, conference today. Yeah, I just started checking it out. Yesterday. I saw it coming across, or no, it was Sunday. I saw it coming across the breaking feed, but I was trying to get caught up on everything else, and then we finally got to get into it Sunday night. I still need to get into this Aiden Fucci. Here, let me see here though. And I think this is in regards to the Monterey Bay case. I don't know though. I have to double check. All right, let me look for that. And then I want to share a couple videos with you when I get off of other creators that mean a lot to me. Where is it? Change in direction. Okay, so that was a day ago. But Crime Scene to Courtroom, we do check out their videos, and I do appreciate them. We just started playing their channel recently. Pretty cool channel. This is Crime Scene 2. So there's the link to the channel. We're going to check out and see what they got for us here. A change in direction.
And in this video, we're going to catch up with all of the latest developments concerning the missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley. We will also take a look at Peter Fording, an individual who was very outspoken regarding this investigation, and also his apparent change in opinion. Firstly, let's start with a brief newspaper article, after which I'll be sharing my own thoughts and opinions. A leading forensic search expert who has joined the search for Nicola Bulley has said it could take up to 3 days to conduct.
And let me know in chat. Do you guys think she's really in the river? What do you guys think took place if you don't think she's in the river?
The thorough search of the River Wire, into which police believe she fell on January the 27th. Nicola Bulley, 45, from Inskip in Lancashire, vanished apparently without trace on the morning of January the 27th while taking her dog Willow for a morning walk close to the River Wire in St Michael's on Wire. Lancashire police have been searching the Wire, but have so far not discovered any evidence that Bulley fell into the water, although that is their
Kevin,
working
are you coming, buddy?
hypothesis. Peter Fording, a forensic...
Let me pause this real quick. Kevin, come on, man. Where you at, buddy? I know he's at work, so maybe he's about to take a break or something, so... I'm going to go ahead and just keep the link on pause. And then I'm assuming once he's on break, maybe he'll hit us up back in chat. But you guys got to come back Thursday night, seriously. 7 o'clock Central. Alec Murdaugh case. We're going to get his expertise on gun weapons. Come on. Nope, think he got... Yeah, he's at work right now. He's hanging out while he's working, but I think he's got a break coming up. So I'm going to keep an eye on chat for sure, just to see if I see him say what's up, because I know he probably only has about 10 minutes when he does.
Search and rescue expert who founded the company, Specialist Group International, offered to...
And seriously, go to Sunday night show. Kevin was up there on panel with me most of the night. We even went into I even introduced Kevin's business that he's got going on Facebook. He's got his own separate small business he does beyond working the normal everyday. So definitely go ahead and shoot him a support. I'm going to go ahead and put the links to, he's going to start doing YouTube streams here in the future too of doing his woodworking business. And I'll also put the link to his Facebook group for the business as well, so you can go check out the products if you'd like to. Yeah, Kevin, I believe we're just waiting on him to get a break, I think.
Peter Fording, a forensic search and rescue expert who founded the company, Specialist Group International, offered to assist the police free of charge and has drafted in a team of 6 divers to help with the search effort. Fording will be in charge of scanning the river with the high-tech sonar equipment. If any area of interest is identified, the team of divers will be able to focus on that area. He said, quote, "I think we probably have the best and highest frequency kit available to do this work. It's very easy to be an armchair detective in cases like this." I guess that's me then. "I've had all sorts of people like psychics contact in with an open mind. What we need to do is get on with the job." He said that work could be emotionally grueling.
Hey Kevin, why don't you just do me a favor, man? Call me 812-250-8484. If you're having issues with StreamYard, just give me a call. 812-250-8484. I know you're on break, so I want to make sure I reserve the time here for you, because I know it's limited, buddy. And if you call in, I can always tell you what chat's saying if you're not able to have the feed up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit this video again. I'm going to watch chat for you, buddy. Go ahead and call me, man. 812-250-8484.
All like psychics contact me about it. I'm going in with an open mind. What we need to do is get on with the job. He said that while this kind of work could be emotionally grueling, he had been heartened by the support from the community, including Bulley's family that he had received. There is a big community effort going on here. The British are great at pulling together in these kind of situations, he said. Emma White, a friend of Nicola Bulley, said she hoped Faulding's work would provide answers to the police theory that she fell into the river. White told Radio 4's Today programme, "The hypothesis is based on limited information. I've said before, it's a theory, and we sadly can't base life on a theory." White said Bulley's 2 young daughters were coping remarkably well, but added, "They ask every day where mummy is." Okay, so quite a few developments over the past 24 hours concerning the missing mother of 2, Nicola Bulley. Yesterday we had a lot of TV interviews with this gentleman, Peter Faulding, and he was making some rather remarkable and very confident claims that the police should get in touch with him. He should take his high-tech sonar equipment up to this river. He would have it searched within a day. Job done. Off we go.
The amount of searching that's gone on in this.
What's up, man?
Look, can you hear me?
How you doing tonight? Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, my
So
12
talk to
hours?
me.
I only got a minute because I actually don't get breaks during my 12-hour day unless I make them, and I just busted my tail to get one. So.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I was talking about earlier. If anybody's got any questions that they know of right now, if there's any way I can get them ahead of time, so if I got to do research, I don't got to do it on the fly. And when you're asking about the gunshot residue stuff on the hands and stuff, my understanding is that actually depends on how recently you were around the firearm when it went off. So like if you've just shot a gun, you wash your hands, you get a lot more of it off a lot easier than if you let it sit on your hands for a couple hours. Might be wrong, but I'm going to look into it, but that's my understanding.
What about an hour to 2 hours later? How hard would it be to...
I know anytime I've been to a range, they tell you wash your hands immediately because you get lead and crap on it. And you could definitely scrub it off, but I would think you would need some type of like that dirty hand scrubby soap with grit and stuff in there to really rip that top layer of skin off.
Right.
That's the only way you can beat that test.
Okay, like you're trying to wash car oil off your hands or something. You know, you got to really just dig into you're basically almost losing a layer of skin because of all the grit in the cleaning product. Interesting. And I don't know if you could hear him a second ago. There was a little fuzziness in the background. He was saying if you guys are going to have any questions for him for Thursday, please send them to me and I will go ahead and send them to him so he can have those prepared for when he's on the show Thursday, so he can do a little research. So if you guys have any hard-hitting questions or any kind of questions that might need some research, please shoot them to me, put them in the chat, and we'll copy them down and make a list, and then we can shoot them to him, and then he can have them for Thursday night show. Well, I appreciate you doing what you could do to hop on tonight, man, just for a few minutes. I really appreciate it. Uh-oh, you there, buddy? That accent. And he said they, even at a gun range, they advise you to wash your hands right away because of the lead. I never even thought about that, getting lead on your hands from it. Never even thought about that. I'm not sure if you're talking, Kevin. We can't hear you. There you are. I think I heard something there.
Are we good now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, I've been talking this whole time. That's kind of funny.
Oh, that sucks.
But
hey.
No, because like even at indoor ranges, when they tell you they're super cautious about lead exposure, they have to have a HEPA air filtration system through the whole thing for, again, lead and stuff from the spent gunpowder and all that.
Really?
So, yeah, it's there was a local range out near me that went out of business here a few years ago. That, yeah, it was. They had a fire there, and they were telling me everything they had to replace. It did like $25,000 worth of damage.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was, and that was just to fix their ventilate or their HVAC system because all the filters they have to have.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it actually put them out of business about a year and a half later. So.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot more to it than what anybody really thinks about. So.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for Thursday, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm ready
me too.
to tap into it. Yeah.
And not just because I had the night off.
Well, yeah, but yeah, man. And plus, you know what? Hey, what about, was everything cool with StreamYard the other night?
I logged on from a different phone, so I didn't have my other account info off the top of my head, and I had to remember my old password.
Right.
So that, and then right as I came in, I've got my supervisor standing there, or my lead standing there, and it's like, crap, I can't be talking on the phone in the forklift, so I'm actually out back behind the building.
Well, hey, man.
But
yeah, don't get in trouble. Thank you so much for hopping on, man. Hey.
I'm not. I've got probably half an hour till they would justifiably be able to yell at me, but I still got a bunch of stuff to do because we got to get stuff cleaned up. And I just wanted to jump on real quick to make sure if I can get questions ahead of time so I can look like I'm somewhat prepared.
Right. Let me.
I like to look professional.
Yeah, exactly. No, totally understand. And
Right.
I'll even remind the show at the end of this show too that just go ahead and send me. Is there an email or something that they can send the questions to you directly?
Actually, yeah, it would be Kevin Kraft at myyahoo.com.
Kevin Kraft at
myyahoo.com, yes.
.com. So Kevin Kraft singularly, right?
Yeah, it's all one word, all lowercase.
All right.
So
I'll go ahead and post that in chat when you hop on. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, dude, and I can't wait for Thursday night to have you on and hear what you have to say and what your opinions are about all this stuff. It's going to be neat. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, like even when they're saying they found the 38 spots of the gunshot residue on his coat, I'm sitting here like, if you do a lot of shooting and you wear it, and if you're like me, I wash my raincoat like once a year, and it's usually at the end of this fall.
Yeah.
When I'm not going to need it through the winter. If I lived on property where I could be shooting regularly, you'd probably find a lot of it in that thing because it wouldn't get washed much.
Well, I tell you what, man.
So,
2 good video channels if you want to sub to them to check out all this stuff. Law and Crime Network. I can send you the links in a message. Law and Crime Network and News Nation are 2 of the best sources when it comes to this case. So if you want, I'll go ahead and shoot you the channel links in a message. You can sub to them, check out their videos.
Okay, yeah, that would be greatly appreciated because I'm trying to. It's been a minute since I've been into all this, so I've got to do some more digging to make sure I'm remembering stuff right. Because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be doing a rewatch of the Alec Murdaugh Part 1 too, with all that information.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that later tonight, actually. So, I love replaying Bluetooth.
Well, I appreciate you hanging out in the show while you're working too, man. That's cool that you have the opportunity to do that, and thanks for choosing this channel.
Hey, no problem.
While you're doing that, man, I appreciate that.
Oh, it's the only channel I actually watch when you have a live stream when I'm at work because it's the only one that actually holds my interest a little bit.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
But all right.
Well, be safe, buddy. And
Will do.
I'll shoot you those links after the show.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm excited for Thursday. I can't wait to see you, man.
Yep.
Have a
See
good
you
night.
then.
Buddy. Thank you.
You too, man. Bye.
Later, buddy. That was Kevin Crafts. Thank you again. Applause. It'll be once I get that soundboard. You know what I mean? Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm excited for Thursday night. I'm ready to hear these opinions, the views, what he thinks. Definitely excited. And we're getting him hooked up to go ahead and start. I'm getting him helped out so he can get his own channel going with the woodworking business that he has going on. I was like, bro, you need to stream this shit. You need to live stream you working on these projects, man. Give us updates on what tool is what it does, you know. He's got a bunch of great information, a bunch of great knowledge, and I appreciate Kevin Kraft. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. And I'm excited for your future, buddy. I'm excited for you. And I can't wait to have you on Thursday night. All right, we're going to get back to this Nicola Bully case here.
With this gentleman, Peter Fording.
Yeah, thank you so
He
much.
was making some rather remarkable and very confident claims that we should get in touch with him. He should take his high-tech sprinter up this river. You have it in a day, job done, off we go.
The amount of searching that's gone on in this river, I would have thought she would have been found by now. Look, normally when a person drowns, if they are left a number of days, we've dealt with, say, many of these incidents, and they don't move very far. This is not a fast tidal river, so I would have expected her to be found by the police divers by now. We could have scanned this river with our equipment within a day and seen if there was a body there. It's as clear as that. And you know, this is just
that's true.
Things right to me. My belief is she's not in the river at all.
The police did contact.
It hasn't rang right with this case since I first started hearing about it. I'm like, no. It just doesn't match up. It just doesn't match up. Yes, when I can't wait to get that soundboard. I got the painting stand in the mail yesterday. It's in a box. It looks like I have to put it together. I have not been able to open it yet. Last night, our meeting actually lasted like 2 hours, so I was not able to do that. But I do got that, and I'm just about to place the order for the mic arm. So I'll be placing that order probably Thursday, and then the rest of that will be going to the soundboard. So the soundboard will be next. So once I get the soundboard, we'll be having the applause for Kevin Kraft and Kid Kitty for hopping in tonight. And, you know, he gives us some special info on that gun residue. And then the crowd goes, ooh. We'll get there, though. We're probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks to a month away from the soundboard, but we'll be getting the mic arm probably within a week and a half or so. And that'll be nice because this thing ain't going to have to be in front of my face anymore. I'm actually going to have the mic arm coming from here down over this way. And then I'll just be pulling it to my face this way. And we ain't going to have this thing in my face no more. It's just when I got this microphone, it was supposed to come with all of that stuff. And it didn't. And it just was, yeah, it was just a disaster when it came to that order. So, but this has worked pretty good though. I'm pretty happy with it.
Peter Fording. They were in contact with him yesterday, and he travelled up to Lancashire. I believe it was this morning via helicopter.
She got scooped up.
I don't know if that's right, but I believe that's right.
Yep.
But his team left late last night to travel up to Lancashire from the southeast. And the search
Yes, I
for
will.
Nicola
Thank
Bully
you, Dre.
using this equipment started at around 8 a.m.
That's going to be nice,
this
that
morning.
mic arm coming down like this. And
But
I
it
can
would
just...
appear that since Peter Fording has been called to the front line, shall we say, he seems to have had a little bit of a change of heart here. He's appeared on TV and basically said that he now does believe that Nicola Bulley is in the river?
And do you believe that she is in this water?
What?
I do believe she's in it from the evidence we've got at the moment. I mean, that is what everything is pointing to the river at the moment. And there doesn't seem to be a third party involved.
So 24 hours ago, he was conducting these news interviews, and I'm paraphrasing when I say this, but he was basically saying, I don't believe that Nicola Bulley's in the river. I don't believe that she's there. There's too many days that have passed. She would have floated to the surface by now. Something is odd about.
Okay, that's weird because it's contradictions. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and hit the like if you haven't either. That's just the easiest, freest way to help. And if you enjoy it, please type in chat. Say thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
The phone's a decoy. The phone was put there on purpose. Could she have been abducted? I mean,
It just nothing sounds right with this case from the get-go.
But he was very resolute
From the
during
get-go.
that time period as to what he believed may have happened. Yet this seems to have completely flipped over the last 24 hours. He's now saying that he believes that she is in the river based on what the police have told him. But what could the police have possibly told him, evidentially speaking?
What diving company is this? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what dive team this is? It just says underwater search. I'm not sure what logo that is, and I can't really see a business name up there. So I'm wondering who this dive team is, because I don't know. Something's weird. I just get this weird vibe. They haven't tied the raincoat to him that I know of. Anyone could have worn it at any time. Was in his parents' house, and the warrant was way after the murders. Are you talking Murdaugh? Can't wait for it. Yes. Well, I got my day off Saturday, so if I don't do a stream Saturday night about fucking UFOs or Sasquatches or dumb criminals or something, I'll probably be putting that stuff together. Or I might do a special Saturday night, I don't know. But we got Justice Serve Daily stream at 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. I'd like everybody to hop in and support her. Possibly hit. Yeah, it's at least the trial started. We're still waiting for Idaho 4 trial, you know. At least freaking the trial's starting. Might be the fire department. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right, Kevin. You're right. I thought it was an actual dive team because they have those dive teams on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That search rivers and shit. You know, for people or vehicles and such. So I just didn't know if. Yeah, I bet you it is fire department. Yeah.
To convince him that she is actually, I mean, does this tie in somewhere to the Fitbit that she was wearing on her wrist? Have they been able to get some data from that to suggest that she is in fact in the river? Is that a possibility? Or is it the case that the police have basically said to this individual, look, Peter, we could really do with your expertise, we could really do with your equipment up here, but we need you to be on the same page as us. It just seems a little bit strange that there's been this complete 180 here from his initial views of this case to actually getting to the river and now saying, okay, yes, actually, I do believe she is in the river. Very, very strange. There has even been some wild speculation online that this is all just one big monumental ruse. That actually they have eyes on a perpetrator. They believe they have a perpetrator in mind, but they don't want to spook him. So they're continuing on with this river ruse that she's fallen into the river because they don't want to spook the actual perpetrator. But to me, that just sounds a little bit far-fetched. I mean, the amount of money, the resources, the police time, the manpower, the fact that they're putting these divers' lives in jeopardy, or in danger, I should say, searching for this lady, to me that does sound incredibly far-fetched. But what really is going on here? what is going on? This guy is basically saying, look, I've got the best equipment in the world. I mean, is it just the case that the equipment isn't as good as you said it was? Or, you know, you've been able to look at this location, you've been able to see where it was before you even got there, and you very confidently stated that it would just take one day to search, but now it's 3 or 4.
Thank you, Josie.
And then
I
you didn't
appreciate
believe that she was in the river, but now you do. I mean, what exactly is going on here? Is this because the police didn't really seal this area off particularly?
Yeah, they didn't seal it off right away. For like, what, a month? They waited like a month? Thank you, Josie. I just want to say thank you so much for all your information. You always provide in links and the help you gave me with Discord on Saturday, taking that much time out of your Saturday just to hang out with me and help me out. I really appreciate that, Josie. You didn't have to do that, and it means the world, and I really appreciate it. I know I said it on the voice chat and stuff, but I wanted to say it live to you as well. I appreciate you. Aw. Well, just let me know when it is, Justice, because I have PTO at work. So just let me know if you need me. If you need me up there with you, I'll just use some PTO at work. Who doesn't like to take off work for an excuse anyway, right? I'm itching. Oh, I'm itching for an excuse.
Well, now touching upon that, interestingly, I saw on Twitter earlier that Lancashire police did respond to a Twitter user with the following message. So this Twitter user, Chuckle Mothers, tweeted.
And it's not like I'd be lying either, because I could be like, look, bosses, you know I do my show on YouTube. I'm going to be on another show on YouTube. If you don't believe me, click on the show. You'll see it. It's proof.
Lancashire
Just
police
let me know,
on
Justice.
February
I will if
the
you need me.
2nd, that's 11:01 a.m. with the following message. It is incredible that the area near the bench and disappearance has never been cordoned off. Some heads should roll. People trampling all over the place, basic crime scene protocols. And then Lancashire police have responded. Hi there. To clarify, we did evidence gathering work around the bench when Nicola was first reported missing. The tape that has been put up today is simply to keep people away from the water's edge while searches are continued. This is for the safety of divers. Okay, so it would appear that during the earliest stages of this investigation, I have to highlight that word, the earliest stages of this investigation, there was some evidence gathering, whatever that means. There was some evidence gathering around the bench, and then there was some tape put up to deter people from walking around there because of the safety, but of their safety, I should say, and to keep the divers safe. But if this does turn out to be anything other than this poor lady falling into the river, then there's just going to be a monumental backlash from this. The fact that this was never cordoned off. It wasn't cordoned off in the first place. I mean, even if you believe that she's fallen into the river despite having no physical proof as such, even if you genuinely believe that, why not just follow normal protocol and put up some kind of police cordon, at the very least? What concerns me with this case is that if this turns out to be that Nicola Bulley is not in the river, and at this point in time, I still believe the most likely outcome in this situation, in this case, is that she is in fact in the river. But if it turns out that she isn't, I do wonder if the location in which she disappeared, whether that plays some part in how this crime or case has been investigated. Did they simply believe that
I just don't get it.
This couldn't happen around here? This sort of thing doesn't happen here. We don't have this sort of
That-
stuff happening
exactly,
in this
Aussie Jen.
location. And they've just been a little bit lazy with the initial stages of the investigation. and now they are clinging onto the hope or potential.
Right, and to think that how many people frickin' walked over those areas since they actually, I mean, why even fucking look after that long, you know? And if you even thought she fell in the damn river, at minimum, why wouldn't you close off a frickin'... you try and fucking understand why, and you can't even get there. How that shit could even take place. Seriously, you try and go well, and you're looking for maybe, and then there's no fucking maybe at anything. It's just like, what the fuck?
Potential
I'm sorry, I'm
she has
fucking
in fact
mad right now.
fallen into that
This
river.
is ridiculous.
Now, one final paragraph from the article that I read out to you earlier also states the following. Lancashire Police said, after reviewing CCTV, it is confident Bully did not leave the field during key times via the Rowan Water Holiday Park, either through the site itself or via the piece of land at the side. In addition, the force said Bully did not return from the fields along Allotment Lane or via the path at the rear of the Grapes pub onto Garstang Road. Police officers will be contacting drivers who they believe were travelling down Garstang Road on the 27th of January by letter, Lancashire Police said in a statement. So the fact they're going to be contacting drivers here, possibly for dash cam footage, are they opening up to possibilities? I mean, I'm not saying that they've closed down the possibility that she's been abducted, but they do at this point in time seem very focused on the fact that she has fallen into the river. Now, taking a look on the official Lancashire Police UK website at the timeline here, it does mention something quite interesting. Let's just run through the timeline one last time. 8:26 a.m. Nicola leaves her home address with her children. 8:40 a.m. Nicola drops the children off at school and has a brief conversation with another parent. 8:43 a.m. Nicola walked along the path by the river wire towards the gate/bench into the lower field, having dropped her children off at school. 8:47 a.m. Approximately, somebody who Nicola saw her
go back
walking
to that
around the
real quick.
Lancashire Police.
All right, and I'm gonna get rid of that. I wish I could get rid of that red frickin' line too. Maybe if I go full screen. Hold on. Let me get rid of the comments here. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. There we go. That's good. The red line's still there, but it's in between the frickin' the sentence there. They're looking at some obscure path, I guess, nowadays. That, you know what I mean, Josie? Yeah, they're just, well, we have another location. Give me a fucking break, right? Exactly, Cal. It just none of it makes sense. None of it. She put phone down. She didn't see job duty being. Good point, Saucy Jen. So at 8:47, approximately, a dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her walking around the lower field with her dog. Their two dogs interacted briefly before the witness left the field via the river path. So at 8:53, she sent an email to her boss. 8:59, she sent message to a friend. 9:01, she logged into a Teams call. 9:10 a.m. approximately, a witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog, Willow. The dog Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. Her phone was back in the area of the bench. So, oh, that's an interesting thing. Good night, Kib Kitty. Thank you for hopping on earlier, and thanks for hanging out in the show tonight. Please make sure you take that break from the Murdaugh case tomorrow, okay? Just get caught up with us tomorrow night. This is what's interesting. Her phone was back. Okay. 9:10. This is weird. Her phone was back in the area of the bench. So, okay. So how did, if she was in this Teams call, was she not using her camera? Because then somebody would have had to seen something, right? At least if the phone fell down, maybe the mic was on, maybe. But it almost makes it seem like she was walking her dog, right? And she was taken between 9:10 and 9. Well, her phone was put back in the area of the bench at 9:20. So I would assume maybe between 9:11 and 9:19 is when she was abducted, in my opinion. And I'm wondering if the person that abducted her put her phone in that area, because, I mean, let's be honest, the phone pings, right? That's interesting. Interesting timeline. They said to own an RV that is staying on that site across the way. You don't need to cam on. I use Teams for work also. Okay, so is it just like a voice chat? Maybe they heard something. I think I read she had it so her pic didn't show. Not pacing the gate path. Exactly. And a dog wouldn't leave its owner, right? That's true. Thought I heard someone saw a dog and tied to bench. Really? She was just listening in on a meeting. Oh. She also had a Fitbit on. So are they looking for... Okay, this is what I'm confused, because I just started looking into this case last night. Is there a Fitbit that they found, and they're just trying to find the phone to get it to link up? Or are they looking for the Fitbit because they knew she was wearing a Fitbit? That's my question.
UK website at the timeline here. It does mention something quite interesting. Let's just run through the timeline one last time. 8:26 a.m. Nicola leaves her home address with her children. 8:40 a.m. Nicola drops the children off at school and has a brief conversation with another parent. 8:43 a.m. Nicola walked along the path by the river wire towards the gate/bench into the lower field, having dropped her children off at school. 8:47 a.m. Approximately, a dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her walking around the lower field with her dog. Their two dogs interacted briefly before the witness left the field via the river path. 8:53 a.m. She sent an email to her boss. 8:59 a.m. She sent a message to a friend. 9:01 a.m. She logged in to a Teams call. 9:10 a.m. approximately, a witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. 9:20 a.m. Her phone was back in the area of the bench. 9:30
Back
a.m.
in the
The
area.
Teams call ended, but Nicola stayed logged in.
It's a weird way to say it.
9:33 a.m. approximately, Nicola's mobile phone and Willow were found at a bench by the river by another dog walker. So immediately what sticks out to me there is the fact we have 9:10 a.m. approximately. A witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. So is there a little bit of leeway here with this 9:10 a.m. time frame? And also, interestingly, there mentions at 9:20, her phone was back in the area of the bench. And I've discussed this in my previous video. It's quite important what condition that handset was in. Was it covered in mud? Was it damaged in some way? Did it look like it had been dropped and then placed near the bench? Was it found around the bench, or was this mobile phone found on
like
the
this?
bench?
It's like this,
her
maybe.
phone was found.
It could be like this, Oxygen. Like, I wouldn't think that somebody that committed a crime would actually go fucking take a mobile phone back and set it down, but maybe they got away with it, or they committed it so easy without even being caught or noticed. I wouldn't be surprised if they would have but if they're going to be able to take the phone back to the location where she was at, then I could see that they're actually comfortable enough to bring the dog with them too. Maybe. I don't know. Shit don't make sense. Sent you a link. The specialist diver agrees with you and thinks the phone could be a decoy. Wow. Yeah, let me check that here. We'll get into that one after this. She's been going like 5 Caroline.
Back in the area of the bench. It's not exactly sitting on the bench. Could it have been found on the ground near that bench? I don't know. Quite interesting. I think it's also potentially quite telling here, where on their official website, they state the following. Our inquiries now focus on the river path, which leads from the fields back to Garstang Road. I think this is one of the only routes they haven't ruled out as a possible exit point for Nicola Bulley. Anyway, do leave your own thoughts and theories in the comment section below, particularly regarding Peter Faulding and his seemingly, complete change of direction here from we can, search this river within one day. I'm pretty sure that Nicola is not in the river to actually we believe she is in the river and this operation is going to take 3 or 4 days. My thoughts and theories for this case in the comment section below. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe to the channel below.
All right, I'm going to go to this link that Josie sent me. Thank you for that, Josie. Let me see here. All right, this is dailymail.com. Nicola Bulley, diving expert, says third party could be involved if he doesn't find her today. Mother could have been abducted if not found, as ever asks her partner if she had enemies or stalkers and fears her phone was left as a decoy. The diving expert drafted in to help police in the search for missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley, has said if he does not find her in the river today, he believes she is not in there and that a third party is involved. This is as of today at 1:55 Eastern p.m. Forensic Miss Bulley, 45, vanished while walking her dog near the river Wire in Lancashire on January 27th. Police said their primary theory is that she fell into the river despite not having found any evidence of this. Forensic expert Peter Faulding, founder of Specialist Group International, whose team joined the search yesterday, said he has never seen a case so unusual in his 20 years of working in the field. We just don't know. We're looking for an invisible person at the moment, and we've got no idea. Maybe because you didn't close off the scene. He said his gut instinct tells him that Miss Bulley is not in the water. I think that was everybody's gut instinct, except for, a few that are in charge of the case. I personally think if I rule this stretch of river out today where we're working, I don't think she's here. I think there's probably a third party involved, Mr. Faulding told Good Morning Britain on Tuesday. He told Mail Online there's a possibility that she has been abducted, but there is no information on that. Mr. Faulding said he spoken with Miss Bully's distraught partner last night to keep him updated on the search. He said, I spoke to Paul last night and asked him if she had any enemies, any stalkers, the normal questions you would ask, and nothing. He said no, and she was totally normal that day when she left, nothing out of the ordinary. He told LBC it was totally normal day. She didn't take much with her, and she's just disappeared like she's been taken by aliens. That was his fucking comment. What the hell? There are detectives working all hours trying to piece the missing parts of the jigsaw puzzle that nobody knows where Nicola is. The river has got to be searched. Police can't ignore the river, but in the background there's lots of other good work going on. Really? This is just one part of a huge police operation. Speaking to BBC Breakfast, Mr. Faulding said, normally when we deal with a drowning victim, they are where they go down, right? Or foliage or something will, I would expect to find Nicola in the water right in front of the bench where she went down. She would have not have moved maybe 2 or 3 feet, or maybe down the stream and got caught by some foliage. He added, this is so strange. In my 20-odd years of doing this, I've worked on hundreds of cases. I've never seen anything so unusual. The expert also told Talk TV, I personally don't think she's in the river. That's just my gut instinct at this point. The diving expert fears Mrs. Bully's mobile phone discovered on the bench next to the river was left as a decoy. Forensic expert Mr. Faulding said the case has left him truly baffled, and if she had drowned, her body would have been found by now. That's for sure. It just never sounded right from the get-go. It never. The CCTV wasn't working in that small, only elsewhere. Right? Of course, right, Aussie Jen? A lot of rumors in the UK about the whole thing. If she wasn't taken, really sus. Totally. Right. Totally weird and sus from the very get-go. When I first heard about this case, I'm like, it just makes no sense. It's like the shit with Shanquella Robinson. When that shit came out, it's just like, what? Do you expect us to be that gullible? Well, we covered an old case in a show a couple months ago about Jody Huisentruit. If you look up that case, Jody Huisentruit, an anchor woman that just disappeared, and this was back in the mid-90s. One, like a shoe, a bent up car key was on the ground. I think her hairbrush, and her car, and then disappeared without a trace, and there ain't been nothing since. The shit can just happen. It's just, people are lucky. The people that are committing the crimes are lucky where everything goes right for their crime or whatever, and they're able to slip away and nobody knows nothing. Oh, Caroline, they talk about the Fitbit further down the page. Okay, I just wanted to take a break here just to get to chat real quick. Make sure I'm paying attention to chat. I don't want to get too behind. There's a young man here that his boss is going down for me. His boss sent an email saying, if I go down, you all go down. The boy threw him. So, oh my lord. Holy crap. All right, let's get back to this article here. And I definitely need a drink of coffee. Ooh. Thank you again for the link, Josie. He argued that police have nothing to go on and suggested that a third party who might have left her phone behind as a decoy is involved. That's what it sounds like. This comes after he noted that that had she fallen in the water, her dog, which was found at the scene, would have caused a disturbance, right? Barking. Mrs. Bully's friend, Miss Bully's, excuse me, I'm sorry, my sinuses are killing me today. Excuse me. Miss Bully's friend Jill Peck said today that they are taking things one step at a time, one day at a time, and trying not to speculate on what has happened. Speaking to Lorraine, she said Nikki is one of the school moms, one of us, very kind and giving, very loving, and her children, her girls, are her world. She thinks a lot about family and spent a lot of time trying to make memories with family. She is just a lovely person. It's absolutely devastating. It's a living nightmare for them, her girls. They need their mom. Every day it seems to be getting harder and harder for Paul to try and keep things going. It's very difficult. We want facts. We want dash cam footage. We really do appeal for the smallest amount of factual information that could help us, so please come forward with what you have. We are trying to stay positive and we're a team. Mr. Faulding and his team of expert divers are back on the site today after scouring 3 or 4 miles of river until darkness fell last night. He revealed that today the team will focus on our search upstream in the non-tidal section above the weir and about 1 mile upstream, including past the bench where Nicola's phone was found. The group, which is based in Dorking, Surrey, and working free of charge, appreciate them, has been using specialist sonar equipment to look for Miss Bully miles of the river alongside Lancashire police. Mr. Faulding told the PA news agency it's a negative search, no signs of Nicola. He added that his team will look through another stretch of river today towards where Nicola went originally missing. Excuse me. Ooh, that's a great timeline picture, right? Thank you for this link, Josie. Now, it's just this whole week, my sinuses have been really acting up. I even woke up this morning with a sore throat. I was like, dang. That's a good question, Aussie. I should have got some cough drops. The ones that taste like candy. All right. That's this is a good link here. Thank you. Here, let me put this link in chat. So if any of you would like this, I mean, they got 49 pictures. The time, sorts of stuff. Thank you, Joe. No, I don't. I do not have a humidifier. I do not have one. There's the link if you guys would like it. Let me see here. Look at all these. Look at all this information. Videos, pictures. Wow. Oh my gosh, how long is this article? Oh shit. I'm looking at the little tab on the right and it's like a third of the way down. Holy shit. Mr. Faulding said earlier this week, let me see. I'm going to look for the Fitbit stuff here. And then you guys can read the rest. I don't want to take up too much time. We got some other stuff here real quick. Maybe not. It's about that quitting time, everybody. We're real close. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this Fitbit stuff. I need to get me a clock that sits above right here, so because I never know what. It's hard keeping track of the time because it doesn't always show on my feed for my screen here. Let me see. And I'm not going to be ending the night. I'm going to be ending the show here soon, but I'm going to be coming back on another. I'm going to be doing a live. But I'm going to be playing a game. I'm going to be doing some gaming on YouTube tonight after the show for a little bit. If you guys would like to play along or hang out, you're more than welcome. And you can join if you, it's a free game. I'm just looking for this Fitbit here real quick. It's a free game. It's called Casino World. You can find it on Apple Store or Google Play. You can play it on your tablet, your phone, your computer, and you can join me. I can have my own private game rooms and such. We can play slots, poker, bingo. I would like to have everybody we could have like a bingo night where we give real prizes away. I think that'd be kind of cool to have here coming up, where we can all join in for a bingo night on there. It's totally free. You can use your phone, your tablet, your computer. Just look up Casino World, and I'll be with a live stream with that after. And I'll be on Discord party chat, so I'm not I might have to look for it. Do you know? Sorry, let me get back to chat. I've been so busy looking for this Fitbit. StreamYard's bugging. It's toward the top. You read to the left. Oh, okay. Let me see. It's a book. No, I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. This is a lot of information. Dry air from running heater in the winter can cause a dry... Ah, yeah. It's towards the top. Let me see. No, I appreciate the link. There's a lot. I mean, gosh, I'm going to go back to this and actually take some screenshots of some of these timelines and amazing information all in one link. You even got videos and everything. Hell, you don't even need to like put tension. Just use this damn link to... I read to the left of it. Come on, let's go. I mean, there is a lot of pop-ups on this, so it does get a little buggy. I read to the left of it. Let me see. Up here? Well, we can get to it. I put the link out there if you guys would like to try and find that. Let me go over the breaking information real quick. See if there's anything breaking. And then I'm going to go ahead and end the Evil CJ Show podcast. And I will be back tomorrow night. I'm not sure if I think I'm going to do half of a show on Anna Walsh and the other half on this case. But I don't know. I'll put out a notification sometime tomorrow afternoon. And okay. I don't know. StreamYard is acting up like crazy. Like maybe it's just buggy on my side. But it's fine. It's already 10 o'clock here. So I'm going to go ahead and I put say about the Fitbit. I guess it probably would have been a lot quicker if you just would have chatted it. Because I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not. Where? Right here. There we go. Why is it now it's unresponsive? What the heck? All right, here we go. I'll read it real quick. Come on. It won't. Oh gosh, now where'd it go? This shit is buggy. Shit, where'd it go now? Right here? Here we go. Fitbit data could be key, former detective says. Former undercover detective for the Met Police, Peter Blexley, spoke on this morning about why he believes Fitbit data is key in the disappearance case. Fitbits are a device largely worn on your... Yeah, we know what they are. Let me just hypothesize for a moment, please, as opposed to speculate. Oh. I like how he said that. Say, for example, I was sitting here wearing a Fitbit for the minutes this conversation was going ahead. That Fitbit would show that I was static, that I wasn't moving, right? It would show vitals. If by then, after some minutes being still, could take just a few steps to walk off set before becoming static again, those few steps would be synced to a phone or an iPad. Yep. So if the police have looked at the Fitbit, which they say they have, and they have Fitbit data, which might support their theory, Nicola has gone into the water, I really don't think it's unreasonable to make that public. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Maybe they threw the Fitbit. I don't know. That's weird. That is weird. If the police have looked at the Fitbit, which they say they have, and they have Fitbit data, which might support their theory, Nicola has gone into the water. I really don't think it's unreasonable to make that public. Huh. Yeah, here's the link to this article again. Holy crap. So much information in that link, too. Thank you, Josie. I appreciate that. Good night. And yeah, I'll be back here in about 10 or 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to play some casino games, so... Man, that's interesting. It makes you wonder now, did she really end up in the water then? If like, because what that's saying right there, it's like, wait a minute. Is this really bugging out? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's where I'll be going next after the show's over. Oh, I'm serious. Yeah, download the game. It's free. It's free, and you can play it on any device, and it's actually multiplayer. And so I'm thinking about, since it's free, you can play it on any device. I'm thinking about having like bingo nights once in a while, like maybe once a month, where we all hop in for bingo or something, and give away real prizes from the show, whether it's merch or just different things. It'd be neat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you for the links, the conversation, the chat. Appreciate you guys so much. I wasn't able to get into a whole bunch of stuff tonight, but we got tomorrow night, so I'll put out a link sometime in the afternoon when I decide if I'm going to do a show about a couple cases only, or it might just be a catch-up and a hangout show where we just hang out with some open panel or something again. So we'll see what's up, but I'll definitely be putting out a link in the afternoon tomorrow sometime when I figure it all out. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you. It's finally getting warm up there, but there's some nasty weather coming again. A lot of rain, a lot of storms. We'll go into Ryan Hall, y'all. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll go into Ryan Hall, y'all, a little bit tomorrow. But definitely see you back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a peaceful and positive evening. And yeah, if you want to come hang out after the show's over, come hang out. Watch me bet some chips. Good night, everybody.